Okay, so we are all set to begin. So Kavya,
Yes,
introduce yourself briefly to the panel.
sir, I'm Kaaviya. I'm from Nilakottai, Dindigul district of Tamil Nadu. I completed my graduation BSc Agriculture in Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru College of Agriculture and Research Institute in 2018. Since then, I have been preparing for this UPSC examination. And my hobbies are cooking Indian cuisines and Tamil poetry.
Okay, good. So can you tell us the meaning of your name?
Sir, the meaning of Kavya pertains to poem in many of the Indian languages, sir.
Okay, that's why your hobby is also poetry, related to poetry.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you tell us about this Tamil poetry with reference to Sangam literature?
So, Sangam literature has three divisions like the early, the middle, and the later Sangam. It also had many of the poems and prose in Sangam literature, sir. Only the last Sangam literature is compiled and found now.
Okay, so can you tell us few texts and few poets of those Sangam literature?
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, Tolkappiyam was the earliest one, which is written by Tolkappiyar, and the Padinan Kizhkanakku and Melkanakku Nulgal is also given that is 18 superior and later text. And Tiruvalluvar is a renowned poet who has written Tirukural.
Okay, good. So you belong to Dindigul, right?
Yes, sir.
So suppose we come to visit Dindigul. So what places should we must visit there?
So the must watch places are as Dindigul is renowned with its Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. In Eastern Ghats, Sirmalai Hills is one of the major tourist spots, and in Western Ghats, Kodaikanal is the famous tourist spot, and Palani Hills also is renowned for its climatic conditions, sir.
Okay, and few cultural sites, if you can recall.
Sir, the Palani Hills has one of the six homes of Lord Muruga, which is called Palani Malai. It is one of the spiritual places, sir.
Okay, so can you tell us few adjoining district of Dindigul, like the districts which share its border?
Sir, the Nindikal shares its borders with Madurai district, Theni district, and Karur district. It also has little borders with Virudhunagar districts also, sir.
Okay, good. So you are a agriculture student, right?
Yes, yes,
Right?
sir.
So can you differentiate between agriculture and farming?
Sir, agriculture is the entire set of comprehensive activities starting from a planning of a farm and how to manage a farm and manage its economies, etc. It also includes farming, sir. But farming in its separate way, it is the activity which is done to sow the seed and harvest the seed, and the entire gap between this activity these activities is farming, sir.
So are livestock rearing included in farming or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So what is this zero tillage farming?
Sir, as agriculture is said to be one of the major contributor of greenhouse gases, in order to avoid that, people are advised to go for the zero tillage, where the land is not disturbed much, but a little disturbance is given so that the required soil tilt is obtained. With sufficient disturbance to the soil, seeds are sown. That is zero tillage, sir.
Okay, good. So, can you tell us how many national parks are there in Tamil Nadu?
So there are 5 national parks, sir.
Can you name few of them?
Yes, sir. So the Gindi National Park in Chennai, the Indira Gandhi National Park in Coimbatore, the Gulf of Mannar National Park in Ramanathapuram district.
Have you visited any one of them?
Sir, I have visited, but it was long back, sir.
Okay, okay, no problem. So, can you tell us few GI tags of Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir. So the Kanjipuram silk and in my own district also it has 5 GI tags, sir. The Kodaikanal Hill garlic, the Sirumalai banana, the Virupakshi banana, and the Dindikal log and Palani Panjamirtham. These are something I could remember, sir.
Okay, good. So, you also belong to this NCC, right?
Yes, sir.
You participated in NCC. So, can you tell us the motto of NCC?
So the motto of NCC is unity and discipline, sir.
Okay, good, Kavya. That's all from my side for right now. Now, over to you, Piyush, sir.
Good morning, Kaaviya. How are
Good
you?
morning, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Okay. So tell me, what is federalism?
Sir, federalism is the separation of powers between uh, different pillars of government, sir.
Different
Sir,
pillars of government.
sir, I'm sorry, can I correct myself, sir?
Surely, surely.
Federalism is the distribution of powers between different levels of government, sir.
Okay. Levels as in?
Sir, it is of union government, the state government, and the local government, sir.
All right. Very good. What are some of the features mentioned in Constitution that make our Constitution federal?
Sir, the seventh schedule, which has the separate subjects for separate subjects to govern, is one of the features, sir. And then,
Give me 5 features.
so the union list contains the features like the subjects like communication, railways, and the state has its features like subjects like.
So this is one feature of federalism that you have mentioned, that we have separate lists. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
What are other aspects of Constitution that make our republic federal?
Sorry, sir, I couldn't recall now.
Okay, no problem. And could you tell me some steps to strengthen federalism?
Yes, sir. Sir, to strengthen federalism, we can go for interstate council in a very holistic manner and in very frequent ways, sir.
All right. Could you recall some more steps to strengthen it?
Sir, cooperative federalism can be a better solution, sir, where the states can talk about what the best practices are and others can follow, and also the way how the union government policies are implemented by states and taking cues from union government. It is also one of the ways, sir.
All right. Okay. Okay. Now we'll move on to next one. Right. There is a plan to construct uh, neutrino observatory in Tamil Nadu. Right.
Yes,
Could
sir.
you tell me which district it is proposed?
Yes, sir. Sir, it is proposed in the Body Hills of Teni district, sir.
All right. It's your neighboring district, right?
Yes, sir.
And which tiger reserve and which national park will be affected if such a observatory is made?
So the Periyar Tiger Reserve and the Srivilliputtur Megamai Tiger Reserve is contiguous to this Neutrino Observatory, sir.
Okay. What is, in your opinion, should be the way forward? because the state government is opposing this observatory, union government is in favor of this thing, right? So where do you stand?
Sir, if this project is it is set up, it gives a very good platform for India in the world arena, sir. So I think this project should go ahead and start, because though there are many reservations from state government, the union government should explain the actual consequence and the reasons about the neutrino project, sir.
Okay, could you tell me, suppose I am the state government, could you explain me the benefits of neutrino observatory? What is neutrino and what are its potential benefits that we can have?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Uh, Sir, neutrino is a subatomic particle which is found in nature also, and radioactivity is also there. But what we are going to set up as a project is harnessing the natural neutrino, and it does not give any consequences for the nearby natural resources. And also, when we are going ahead with this project, we can have one of the world's best and foremost observatory in case of neutrino, because of the rich resource, the rock availability here. So this could have India's stand in the world perspective of a good scientific research perspective, sir. So we can go ahead with this.
What are potential uses of neutrinos that we can use it in certain areas?
Sir, as far as we have read about, neutrinos can be used in this fusion reactors. Also, in research is going on, and also it can be used in communication lines, as it is there's no interaction of neutrino with other objects. It can also be used for this transfer of signals in military sector also, sir.
Okay, is neutrino and neutron same?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. We'll move on to the next one. What do you understand by relay cropping?
So relay cropping is a method of cropping where the existing crop is sorry, sir. So relay cropping is a method of cropping where the next crop is sown after before the harvest of the first crop itself. That is, when it is in maturity itself, the next crop is sown, so that both the land and time is utilized, sir.
All right, that's correct. Could you give one example of such a type of cropping?
Sir, in Tamil Nadu, these pulses like diagram are sown before the harvest of rice itself, sir, in Kaaviya Delta zones, to harness the monsoon rains.
Okay. What is this Sri Lankan crisis that has happened? Right? Could you explain to me, like, why a country got bankrupt?
So this Sri Lankan crisis is a decadal long problem, sir. The forest reserves have been uh, exhausted, so that the country could not import even its uh, bare necessities like food, fuel, etc., sir. And also the sudden implementation of organic farming has also exacerbated the crisis, sir. And the country is solely dependent on this three T, that is tourism, tea, and textile, where tourism was the largest hit because of this COVID-19 pandemic, sir. So these are the reasons for this economic crisis, sir.
You mentioned three T's, right? Tourism,
Yes, sir.
textile, and
Tea, sir.
tea. All right. Was there a China factor involved in this?
So China has long back has invested in Sri Lankan infrastructures like Hambantota, but Sri Lanka is also owing a debt apart from China to other international institutions also, sir. Yes, sir, that is the China factor, but it is not the only reason as far as I think.
Okay, I'll end my interview with this last question. What are the kind of cuisines that you usually make?
Sir, I used to cook the common platters and dishes what in our homes we used to cook. I
All
also
right.
try some of North Indian dishes also, sir.
Give me examples of such dishes.
So the North Indian meals and platters like rotis and gravies, sweets, I also try them, sir. Desserts like.
Uh, Simple lady finger, can you make?
Yes, sir.
What would be the process of it? Just in brief, if you could tell.
Sir, can you repeat the question, please, sir?
How would you go about making a dish of lady finger?
Yes, sir. So lady's finger is a kind of vegetable that is that becomes soggy when it is overcooked, and hence there has to be a pat dry method where the lady's finger should be dried before we are going to cook, sir. When it is roasted or dusted with the flour, it becomes tastier and good in good texture, sir. But when it is cooked with uh, water, but it turns to soggy, sir.
All right, all right. Very well. Best of luck to you.
Thank you,
And
sir.
over to Abhishek sir now.
Good morning, Kaaviya.
Good morning, sir.
How was your morning?
Good, sir.
Okay. So you are from Tamil Nadu, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, Tell me the difference between forest cover and forest area.
Sir, I do not remember. Can I take a guess, sir?
Sure, take a guess.
So the term forest cover is given in Indian State of Forest report, uh, and forest area is the recorded forest area in government records, sir. The forest.
Okay, both value are given in Indian Forest Report, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, no problem. Have you heard about the term INDC?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So it is intended nationally determined contribution of what a nation wants to do to tackle climate changes, sir.
Okay. When was it declared?
Sir, we declared it in Paris Agreement 2015, sir.
Okay. Recently, we have updated it,
Yes, sir.
and it is highly ambitious. Can you tell me 4 updated points under INDC?
Yes, sir. Sir, our ambitious target of giving a net zero emission target by 2070, and uh, nearly 50% of our energy sourced from renewable energy, and we have also have an target of 45% reduction in emission with the 2005 levels. Um, Sir, I could not remember the other one, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay, no problem. Recently, there was a debate about phase down and phase out. Have you heard about it?
Yes, sir. The coal, about the coal usage.
Okay. What was the India's stance on this?
Sir, India does not want to phase out the coal because we are still a developing country, but it is okay to phase down it, sir, and go for other alternative sources of energy.
Okay, you have done your graduation in agriculture, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is agricultural density?
Sorry, sir. I have to go back and read.
Okay, no problem. What is protected agriculture?
So, in protected agriculture, we protect the crop from other external environment and negative externalities, sir. We can use polyhouse or glass house so that the plant does not face extreme extreme weather conditions and other pests, sir.
Okay. Okay, you talked about Sri Lanka crisis, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you think organic farming was one of the reason behind this?
Yes, sir. It is also one of the reasons, sir.
Why?
Sir, because organic farming, the order was that every farm has to go by organic in a very short span of time, so that the farmers could not change his existing land, which was these many days cultivated with chemical fertilizers, to turn suddenly into organic, sir. And also there was very little supply chain of biofertilizers and other organic fertilizers, so that it turned into a crisis, sir.
Okay, why Sri Lanka wanted to convert to whole organic countries?
Sir, already the country has been undergoing forex crisis, and it is also importing most of the fertilizers, and hence to conserve the forex, it had planned to change to organic, sir.
Okay, good, good. You you have written Tamil poetry in your DAF.
Yes, sir.
Do you like to read or write?
Sir, before coming into the preparation, I was reading, and after that, it has reduced. But the writing practice here and there, I do, sir.
Okay, what change have this brought in your life?
Sir, when I write a poem, I get the essence of the topic and I cherish the actual situation there, sir. It has changed many things in my life, like that. Whenever I when I face any situation, I take the essence of that. I realize that, and I give it the results positively, sir. And also I have learned to talk with people with the app words, so that they could understand and they could cherish what I'm trying to say.
Okay, it has improved your communication skill, right?
Yes, sir.
I can see in your DAF you like Indian cuisines, cooking Indian cuisines, right?
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite food?
Sir, my favorite food is rotis and gravies, sir. Mushroom gravy I love the most.
Okay. Why mushroom gravy?
Sir, I have been taught to cook. I'm a vegetarian with my home, so that mushroom gives me the taste of what the spices are included. So than other dishes, mushroom is better in absorbing the spices we add, sir.
Okay. Okay, you see that in Indian cuisines like Gujarati, they add sugars. In Rajasthani cuisines, they add salts, spices. Give me the scientific reason behind this.
Sorry, I do not have idea. I'll read that, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, my last question to you. Give me your three qualities that you want to become, three qualities that favors you become a IFS officer.
Sir, the first quality is I have a good mental and physical fortitude, which can make me to face any kind of situations. Uh, and the second quality is I can interact with people and make friends easily, so that I could interact with my team and the communities in the forest to mobilize them for any policies. And the third quality is I am a kind of person who believe in perseverance and hard work. So when there is a crisis situation, I can refer even the best practices followed by any others other than that area, and implement it in my area also, sir.
Okay, that's all from my side. Thanks. Thank you, Kavya.
Thank you.
Over to you, Advait sir.
Good morning, Kaaviya.
Good morning, sir.
So you are from Dindigul. Tell us about its vegetation in that region.
Sir, Dindigul district is bestowed with its rich Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats, sir. In Eastern Ghats, only the Sirmalai Hills is present, where there is mixed deciduous forest, sir. And in Western Ghats, we have Kodaikanal Hills and Palani Hills, where Both the deciduous forest and shola grassland is also found, sir. And the other areas are with bestowed with its thorn forest, sir.
So this region is also unique to certain species also. So can you tell us about the unique species which is found in that region only?
Sir, Kurinji is a unique species found there which flowers only once in 12 years, sir.
And what is the state animal of Tamil Nadu?
Sir, it is the Nilgiri tar, sir.
Okay, and what are the threats which Shola is facing these days? Shola grasslands, the problem which they face.
Sir, the invasive species is one of the major reason it is facing a threat, sir. And the destruction of grassland is also a major reason, sir.
So can you name a few invasive species which are a threat to Shola grasslands?
Yes, sir. Sir, the cultivation of wattle trees, that is acacia trees, is the major reason, sir. And the other invasive species like Lantana camera, which is very fast forest fire spreader, is a menace there, sir. And the Spartinium histidioporus and eucalyptus trees is also a threat to Shola grassland, sir.
Okay, and if we discuss like how are you going to address this issue as an officer? How you are going to combat the problem of these species, considering that acacia is also commercially cultivated in some areas?
Yes, sir. Sir, I can recommend for eradication of the invasive species, but it should also benefit the local communities as well. For example, there are in Tamil Nadu this mission Lantana is going on where the Lantana species are eradicated, but it is sent for value addition like furniture making, which is benefiting the communities there also, sir. So I will recommend that sort of uh, suggestion, sir. And this wattle trees, as it is already useful for our development purpose, it can be grown in a separate area in a for a cultivation purpose, but not removing the native species and cultivating in solar, sir.
Okay, and tell us like how your background, if you are from agriculture background, so how you can use it in the forestry.
Sir, the land degradation, soil erosion is a major problem in forest area. So I can apply my agriculture knowledge where we can go for the method of planting like contour planting and trench planting of trees in order to avoid the soil erosion, sir. And also I'll recommend construction of small farm, micro farm ponds and embankments in forest area that I have learned in agriculture, sir. And also I'll mobilize the people who are engaging in shifting agriculture to go for organic agriculture also, sir. And the knowledge I have gained in agriculture like nursery techniques and also in research field like the breeding, I have learned that I will also use them in forestry also, sir.
Okay, and have you heard of agro-silvicultural practices?
Yes, sir.
Please define, and also tell us about some practices.
Sir, agrosilviculture is a method where both the agricultural crops and the forest crops, which are commercially harnessed, is also planted at the same land, sir. Sir, it is a kind where the farmer gets returns from both these crops. So, sir, for a long time we have been agriculture has been accused of growing in the land area at the cost of forest land. So it is agrosilviculture is a kind of balancing them, sir.
And can you tell us about some practices? Because South India does have a lot of agro-silvicultural practices.
Sir, I could not remember now, sir. The social forestry practices only I have heard of, sir.
Okay, like you have home gardens in Kerala, and then plantation is there. Like tea plantations are also there in Dindigul. So plantations are also part of agro-silvicultural practices.
Okay.
That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Kavya. So can you tell us three things from Tamil Nadu or three good practices from Tamil Nadu which you would like to implement in other parts of our country?
Sir, Tamil Nadu is very rigorous in implementing the eradication of plastic waste in its tourist places, sir. So it can be useful when it is implemented in pan India level to tackle the crisis, sir. And the other scheme is this rainwater harvesting scheme, which is one of the flagship scheme of Tamil Nadu government that can be that can be used in all India level. So that the over dependence on the groundwater can be reduced, sir. So the other one like this invasive species eradication like mission lantana can also be implemented wherever there is an invasive species in the pan India level, sir.
Okay, good. So, what is the biggest problem faced by Tamil Nadu right now?
So the biggest problem is this groundwater extraction in Tamil Nadu, sir.
Okay, so what steps should be taken to prevent it?
Sir, Tamil Nadu gets most of its rain from northeast monsoon winds, and at that time, most of the places in Tamil Nadu are facing floods. But the other days, it is of feeling of heat waves and droughts, sir. So, proper water harvesting structure and this rainwater harvesting structure itself should be re-implemented and replenished so that the groundwater aquifer zones are replenished, sir.
Okay, are you aware that in 1976, by 42nd Amendment, government moved forest from state list to the concurrent list? Okay, so what was the rationale behind that, and has it benefited over the time?
Sir, in order to avoid illegal felling and to protect and to conserve the forest much more, as it is fast dwindling, the government has moved it to concurrent list so that holistic policies can be drafted, sir. And as it is in concurrent list, the states are also free to implement the policies in a tailor-made level in their own state. Sir, it has turned India and it has proved that it is a success because we are facing the increased forest cover as it is witnessed in Indian State of Forest reports, sir.
Okay, so who is currently the DFO of Dindigal?
Sir, Mr. Prabhu,
Okay, and who is the governor of Tamil Nadu?
sir, Dr. Ravi, sir.
Okay. Okay, so my last question to you. Suppose you were a food item or a cuisine. Okay, so what were you?
Sir, could you repeat the question, please, sir?
Suppose you were allowed to become a food item. Okay, or a cuisine. So what were you? What would you like to be? Which food item you closely relate yourself with?
Sir, I would relate myself to mushrooms, sir, because as I mentioned earlier, it absorbs the spices and whatever things we include in that dishes. Like that, I will observe what are the concerns of the people and whatever is happening around myself. I will observe that, I will process that, and give it in a tastier way what the concerned food eater loves to have.
Okay, good, Kavya. Your interview is over right now. You can leave the call right now. We'll call you back for the feedback. Okay.